As the video game industry continues to grow, places like Kickstarter and Indiegogo ended up becoming harboring places for video game companies in order to get funds for games, projects, and other things related to the video game industry. Now, unfortunately, there are evil people out in the world, and a lot of them use Indiegogo and Kickstarter for various scams. And I think there's different levels to scams. When you look at something like Mighty No. 9, a lot of people felt scammed by that project. Looking at the initial concept art to the final product, the fact that there were shipping issues, that it did not release on promised platforms as well, Mighty No. 9 was a big snowball effect. And since then, you've had more and more Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns just go south. Of course, you have companies that basically took your money and ran off and spent it on blow and hookers. Yes, that story actually happened, folks. Indiegogo and Kickstarter is a wild place when it comes to the world of video games. And there are actually channels out there dedicated to talking about these stories. My buddy over at Slopes Game Room does a fantastic job looking at Kickstarter and Indiegogo scams, but this scam was something that I wanted to talk about. Impact Game Station, which is a fellow YouTube channel, reached out to me and wanted me to talk about the NS glasses. And it's actually kind of funny because a couple days ago I made a video on the channel talking about a 3D headset that made me sick for Nintendo VR related things on the Nintendo Switch. And while I was making that video, I actually thought to myself, whatever happened with the NS glasses? I remember there was a big marketing campaign towards the end of 2018, but then I never really heard anything about it. But digging into this story and seeing what Impact Game Station sent me, there obviously was a scam involved with this product. So in today's video, I want to take a look at the history behind the company that did the NS glasses, XGlim, talk about what other scams they have done in the past, and then talk about what ended up happening with the NS glasses. This is a very interesting story, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into the world of the NS glasses and why this is the biggest Nintendo Switch crowdfunding scam.
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! So this story is a very interesting series of events, and in order to get the full story, we have to look at the company behind the NS glasses, and that is a company called XGlim. Now, XGlim is based out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and is spearheaded by a guy named Edgar Elicio. Now, not really a whole lot is known about Edgar. I found a linked ID profile for him, and I basically did all of my research on Edgar through that linked ID profile. There's also some information on the XGlim website talking about who Edgar is. Not really a whole lot is said. He's basically just a gamer, a tech person, and according to linked ID, he started XGlim back in 2015. Now, what's interesting is poking around his linked ID profile, I actually found a post that he commented on about 11 hours ago at the time of this filming, and that's obviously something that's going to play a bit more of a role later on in the video. I was also able to find an Instagram profile for Edgar, but it didn't really have any business related things, so I didn't really include it in my research for this video, as I'm more interested in the business side of Edgar rather than the personal side. Now, another interesting note is that on the linked ID profile, there is a picture of a scooter that evidently XGlim is working on currently, so I guess that's their next product in line. Now, you would think that XGlim is a company that hasn't been around for a while, and more than likely the NS glasses were their first foray into the Kickstarter or Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign sort of stuff, but that's actually not the case. XGlim has actually done a previous crowdfunding project before the NS glasses, and this actually took place as well in 2018. So basically, XGlim had a Kickstarter back in early 2018 for a product called EX Core. It was basically a plug-and-play GPU for laptops that would turn your laptop into a beefy gaming machine. Now, honestly, I'm not someone who does a lot of PC gaming, so there's a lot of technical mumbo-jumbo that's associated with this campaign that honestly I don't really understand or care about, but it does seem like it promised a fantastic AAA gaming experience and VR-ready capabilities via their plug-and-play GPU for your laptop. The Kickstarter was seeking roughly $61,000 and ended up raising over $100,000, but there was a problem. This Kickstarter was actually suspended. Now, according to Kickstarter terms and services, in order for a project to get suspended, there has to be some sort of reasonable doubt as to the validity of the product or a potential scam involving the product. Now, I found a post that was made on a web forum called egpu.io, and questions were raised about the validity of the product, basically stating that it was an external graphics card in a new housing, plus promising features that could technically not be done by the graphics card in question. One person in the Montreal area actually went to visit the headquarters of XGlim in Montreal and ended up finding nothing at the location. Now, after this product was suspended on Kickstarter, the project moved to Indiegogo. The Kickstarter funds were shifted shifted over to the Indiegogo project, and some additional earnings were made through this. However, their Indiegogo project was also suspended, thus ending the saga of the EX Core. Now, digging around online, you can find a lot of Reddit posts about the EX Core and all of the problems associated with this. The main thing to take away was that it was basically promising things that could not be done with the technology that was being used, and that's why a lot of people feel that this was ended up as a scam or a flagged project on both Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Now, obviously, XGlim was not done with their crowdfunding campaigns in 2018 because next, of course, we have the NS Glasses. Now, the NS Glasses was basically a Nintendo Switch 3D headset. This was long before Labo VR was announced, and essentially what this product was a big screen up close to your eyes that would magnify the Nintendo Switch in handheld mode to create a larger image and a better sense of depth. It didn't have individual eye holes or anything like that, so it wasn't a VR headset, although some people did promote it as such. The campaign for the NS Glasses kicked off in October of 2018 strictly on Indiegogo, foregoing the Kickstarter campaign, and ran through November 5th of 2018. The initial campaign raised over $32,000. Things started to get a bit weird with the product though. While the Indiegogo campaign was still live, a few YouTube outlets ended up getting their hands on the NS Glasses. The first was a YouTuber named Viva Frey, a family and law vlogger with over 100,000 subs at the time of this filming. I'm not honestly sure why you would have someone who doesn't focus on gaming or Nintendo related things as your first YouTube video, but it was a basic video of his family playing around with the device, essentially feeling like a bit like a commercial. This video was published on October 4th of 2018. The next video we have is from Nintendo Life, a large and reputable Nintendo website. This video was published on October 12th, and this was more of an actual review of the product. Alex from Nintendo Life wasn't too positive about this product, citing that because of the resolution of the Nintendo Switch in handheld mode, it honestly didn't work all that great. And that video ended up becoming the most successful NS Glasses related video on YouTube with over 100,000 views. Maybe we can beat that though with this video. The final Indiegogo related video came from ex-IGN employee Philip Mewson. On a video posted on October 28th, Philip talked about the NS Glasses headset. Now, this video was titled as a review, but personally I felt it was more of a video done in the style of Viva Frey, more of a look at the product without actually pointing out the strong negatives as done by Nintendo Life. Obviously, Philip was in a bit of a weird place with the IGN situation being still pretty fresh, and this was the third and final pre-Indiegogo related video on the NS Glasses. Putting in my own personal speculation, I think that XGlim may have felt that Nintendo Life would have been a bit more positive on the project, and when they weren't, they reached out for another video on the subject. I feel this is probably the case because looking at the NS Glasses website, the Nintendo Life video isn't featured at all, while the other videos are mentioned front and center on the site, even though the Nintendo Life was the most popular video of the three. And then, of course, we have the scandal of the NS Glasses, and this is where things quickly spiral out of control. So after a successful Indiegogo campaign, the NS Glasses went into production. On December 17th, an update was shared about the progress of the production of the NS Glasses, showing the manufacturing of the project. On December 26th, another update was shared, stating that they were about 99% complete with everything, orders would be going out soon, and to verify your shipping address so you get your product. Also worth noting is the fact that they say you can reach out anytime 24/7 via their email address and they will get back to you. That'll play a role later in this video. Roughly 1 month later, on January 25th, production was complete with the product, and orders were being shipped out worldwide. So it seems like this wasn't a scam then, right? Lots of pictures on the product, the assembly line of the product, and cases of NS Glasses were shown, and everything seems like it went pretty smoothly. On January 31st, an email was sent out that 100% of the orders had shipped out for the glasses, meaning that this should have a happy ending. XGlim continued to take orders for the NS Glasses after the Indiegogo was completed, and the only way to buy these glasses was actually through their Indiegogo campaign. No retailers such as Amazon or anything were selling them. At the time of this video, a total of nearly $100,000 was raised by XGlim, meaning that nearly an additional $70,000 was raised since November 5th. The problem was, though, people weren't getting their headsets. Although they claimed 100% of the orders between the Indiegogo launch and January were shipped in an email, that simply wasn't the case. Impact Game Station, who is a fellow YouTuber, was a backer of the Indiegogo campaign, and never received the glasses after backing the campaign on the final day, November 5th. Impact Game Station sent me proof of backing of the product along with corresponding messages between himself and Xglim. Xglim, and more than likely Edgar himself, was asked when the product would be shipping in December, to which they responded on December 27th, which obviously did not happen until January. In February and April, Impact Game Station followed up with messages that were seen by Xglim stating that no glasses had arrived yet to no response. So much for that 24/7 response time, right? In a strange twist though, fellow YouTuber John Riggs actually ordered his headset after the Indiegogo campaign and received it. Riggs was the one who sent me the email stating that 100% of the orders had gone out. On March 5th, Xglim finally broke their silence about the NX glasses, stating that 90% of the orders had shipped successfully, but unfortunately 10% of them had issues with customs related things. Kinda strange considering they had previously stated that 100% of the orders had shipped with no issues. They went on to say that this would not impact future orders of the product, which also doesn't make much sense, as customs related issues would still be a thing as nothing has changed in custom related laws. The biggest travesty though is simply looking at the comments section of the Indiegogo campaign and seeing how many people never received their glasses. Xglim has been radio silent since March, and the amount of people reporting that they have not received their glasses is staggering, and this is just within the past 3 months. Some were original Indiegogo backers, some were a bit later. The most common response that you see from people in the comments section is that there's no communication about the product, via emails or through the Indiegogo campaign themselves. And skimming through the names of the backers on the campaign, you can see that many of them are in English-based countries such as the US and the UK, meaning you can't really blame customs when others have received their products in these same regions. Thinking back to the fact that Edgar was replying to a linked ID post just 11 hours ago shows that this was indeed a scam. It remains to be seen if there will be any more updates on the NS glasses or if Xglim has just moved on to their next scooter project, but it seems like a large number of people who backed this project and supported this project will probably never receive the products that they pledged to. So while the NS glasses may have not started out as a scam, I think it definitely ended up as a scam. And looking at Xglim's previous Indiegogo and Kickstarter campaigns, you can see that there's a definite level of dishonesty with this company. I want to thank Impact Game Station for bringing this story to my attention because it's a really interesting story that honestly nobody is talking about really. So I feel like this video could get some really good recognition. So make sure you guys share this video around. I think it's a story that needs to be told, and it sort of warns about future Indiegogo and Kickstarter campaigns. You have to be very careful with your money in 2019 and beyond because more and more of these fly-by-night companies pop up and unfortunately run off with their money. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I did a lot of research into this and it was honestly a pretty fun time. Let me know in the comments section down below if you pledged to the NS glasses, if you ever got them or if you were scammed by this product. And as always guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Check out other videos on the channel. If this video does well, who knows? Maybe we'll take some more in-depth looks at some Nintendo Switch related scams and just Indiegogo and Kickstarter related scams in general. And as always guys, I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.